We are Adams Auto Repair. I am Britney Adams. That's it. We do a little bit of everything here, from your normal preventative maintenance stuff like oil changes, tires, brakes, to full motor jobs. Motor jobs is not something we get into a whole lot, just because we stay pretty busy. But for the most part, we can do anything and everything that your vehicle needs. What it's like to work with my partner. Well, are we going to be honest, or do I say everything is great? It's wonderful. It's challenging. It definitely has its challenges. In the beginning, it was very hard to separate work at home because we work together all day, every day. But over the years, it's gotten easier. I have a newfound respect for my husband that I didn't have before I worked with him, if that makes sense. Before he'd come home grumpy and I'm just like, what is your deal? But now I see, what he goes through every day. So I think to a certain extent that working together has kind of strengthened our relationship, even though we want to kill each other some days. Favorite part about owning a business on Chincoteague? I'm going to say the people. I mean, my husband started this business in 2015, basically on a whim. He was tired of working for everybody else and just kind of wanted to go out and do his own thing. We had a brand new baby at home, literally brand new baby at home, weeks old baby at home. So I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, oh my God, we've got an infant and you're quitting your job. Okay. But the people, the people of this island supported him from day one, and it was amazing. I know that when we go on a vacation, we try to make sure our vehicle is like top notch before we leave, but that's not always the case. And then there's things that happen to vehicles that are out of people's control. They get here, they didn't know that their alternator was going to take a crap on them. So we definitely see an uptick of people when the busy season is happening, and we have built a rapport and a reputation for ourselves, to the point of there's people that don't live here full time. They just have houses here on the island, and they wait until they come to their Chincoteague house to have work done to their vehicle. We have quite a few customers like that who are only here in the summertime, and they wait until they're here to get the brakes done, to get their transmission serviced, and whatever. So it's a pretty big deal, in my opinion. There's different things that happen every day, as far as memorable. We found a mouse one time, like in a fan, which was like really disgusting. So that was a pretty memorable moment. But I'd say probably one that touched my heart, if that makes sense. We had a customer came in, they were staying at a hotel. It was, they didn't have a ride to and from, and I kind of Ubered them around, and I do that anyway, but they really, really appreciated it. And, I took them back to their hotel after they dropped their car off. I picked them up when their car was done, and they were super sweet. This was just beyond customer service, yada, yada. And they asked me what my favorite bird was, and I'm like, weird question, but okay, cardinal, and they're like, well, what about your husband? And I'm like, well, he's got an eagle on his arm, so maybe an eagle, America, whatever. Come to find out they were wildlife photographers, like published wildlife photographers. And I don't know, maybe 2 months later when they came back down, they brought us these beautiful matted framed prints, one big cardinal and one big eagle, like just as a thank you. I was like, that was so sweet. We are both locals. We have both, within our, lives, have both lived off the island, but always on the shore. We love it. It's home. Raising kids on Chincoteague is such a blessing. It comes with its fair share of because that their every move is being watched, but it's so rewarding in the same breath because I know that my kids they've got eyes on them at all times. And you don't get that in everywhere that you live. I've told my kids, especially my teenager, that the sooner he realizes that he's got eyes everywhere, the better off he'll be. There's many instances, in the summer, him riding his bike with his friends that, I get a phone call, hey, Waylon's jumping curbs on his bike. And I'm like, okay, get home, But raising kids on Chincoteague is definitely, I wouldn't raise them anywhere else. Oh, what does Chincoteague mean to me? That's a loaded one. That's a loaded question. Chincoteague to me is home. It's family, it's friends, it's community, the way that this community comes together and rallies for each other, whether it's a benefit auction or a prayer chain. Like, the people here just really, really come together for each other, and it's very special. Favorite things to do on the island in the summer? The boat. That is 150% my favorite thing to do in life in general, not just on Chincoteague. But being on the water with my family and friends, cold beer in my hand, watching the sunset, watching the dolphins, even chasing after the ponies, which, a lot of people, they're like, oh, ponies, oh yeah, we live here, who cares about the ponies? But we do, that's our town's livelihood. So it's just a really, really cool place to live. In the off season, we enjoy the break. The hustle and bustle of the summertime. It's great. It's great for business. It's great for neighboring businesses. We love to see our friends' businesses thrive. But the off season, it's very, very nice to just watch everybody kind of woosah and take a breath. What we do for fun in the off season is pretty much just hang out with friends. We hang out here at home, play cornhole, whatever. Get drunk, can I say that? We are very blessed in this area. We have really, really good food on Chincoteague. If I had to pick one favorite restaurant, it would probably be the Village. I've never, ever had a bad meal there. I'm a little biased because I worked there for several years as a waitress, but their food is just always great. Service is top notch. Close second, Steamers. They are open year round, so they're your reliable go-to. We eat there probably twice a week. The food trucks, they're all amazing. I love all of them in their own way. Pico, the best, but so is Lily's. Like, they're both wonderful in their own way. We've got the best ice cream on the island with both of the ice cream places that we have, all three, because BYOC is a favorite too. We visit all of them. You just can't really go wrong with anything on this island. So basically, back to why I love Chincoteague. The people, your family, even if they're not your family, they become your family. So your friends become your family. The community is just amazing, always. And I feel like that is felt when visitors visit here too. They feel the sense of pride that all of us have, and that's it. I feel like people come here on vacation and they're here to enjoy vacation, and that's wonderful. We want you to enjoy your vacation. But sometimes they come here with a lack of patience, especially for like the wait staff in restaurants and bartenders and all such things as that. They get a little flustered, or their food's taking a little bit too long, and what they don't realize is maybe that waitress that's taking a few minutes too long to bring you your drink, she's working on her 6th shift of the week and she's exhausted. I feel like all of our restaurants take pride in who they have on their wait staff, who they have working the front desks at their hotels. They take pride in who they have there, and most, if not all, take pride in the work that they're doing, and I just wish more people appreciated that. Impact that we hope to have on locals and visitors is that we're fair. We're fair with our prices. We're not in the business to hurt anyone, to screw anyone. We're not the kind of shop that you come in for an oil change and we call you and tell you need $2,000 worth of work. We're not in that business. We don't do that. Will we make suggestions if we see something that we think is unsafe? Absolutely, because that's our job as well. But, we really strive to get your car in here and get you out of here same day. We've got very limited parking, so it's in our best interest to get you in and out of here. Now, sometimes, we run into, you can't get to park the same day and we got to wait, a day. But for the most part, we strive to get you in and out of here, and we hope that we leave a lasting impact both from our mechanical work to the customer service aspect of things as well. If you want to start a business on Chincoteague, the only advice I have is do it. There's really no advice to give but to just put yourself out there and do it. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to take chances, but the community itself, they love to support new businesses. So, I know I'm one of the first ones. We got a new restaurant. Ooh, let's go try it out. We got a new store, new boutique. I'm going to go shop. I'm going to go see what I can buy. So I think, just having that mindset that, the locals are going to support you, will go a long way. If I could describe Chincoteague in one word, what would it be and why? Home. I don't know of any other word to describe it or any other way to describe it. It's home.